The gold car.
Yeah, that's what he does in all the Lexus.
Alright, we're live.
Okay. It's 5:01, I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. Item 2.0 is the approval of the agenda. I'm gonna remove item 8.2. And with that removal, go ahead and make the motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second? Sure. Second by Mr. Jorgers. Discussion. Seeing none in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Hey,
Sam. Item 3.0 is the review and the approval of the meeting minutes from July 10th. Pleasure of the committee.
Move approval.
I have a motion and second.
I'll make a second.
Motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. 4.0 is the approval of the claims. Guys have been working overtime this month. Oh, $1,728,492.49. Is there a motion to approve? Moved by Mr. Newton, second by Mr. Jokers. Sure. Any discussion on the claims?
I have a question or two.
Now it's time.
That's good. Seems like there's a lot of equipment repairs. Every different vehicle. I mean, I imagine that we probably got what, like 10 in the fleet or 20 in the fleet or?
We've got what, maybe 12?
Probably 13, because I think everybody has one.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's tandem, the chip spreader, it's
More
all
tractors.
Yeah.
It's just, and then you do keep track of those repairs per vehicle too.
Oh,
Correct.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems like, okay, that just puts things in perspective.
And then since COVID, the cost is astronomical. I mean, it's gone. It's
Oh,
probably
each
double.
repair.
Yeah.
To replace,
Yeah.
Well, replacement is horrible, I'm
which
sure.
incentivizes the repairs.
Exactly. You know, I'm a firm believer of using it until it just dies. Once had a car that had 360,000 miles on it. And so, yes, I understand using all it dies. Thank you for the clarification.
Well, one of the things that, excuse me, one of the things we've talked about doing, and we postponed it intentionally until we were kind of done with construction season and whatnot, is taking a tour of the facility and seeing all the equipment these guys are working with. I think it would help when you're doing the analysis of the monthly expenses, so you put that all in perspective, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Brian wanted to do it a month or so ago, but all the equipment is out. So,
Summer work.
when we're done with the summer work, then most of it will be in.
Probably a more efficient use of our time to wait for it to all come back here, rather than
Yes.
out in the country and look for it.
We're doing a road trip,
Yeah.
get the bus out.
Yeah. So, any other questions or further discussion on the claims? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Motion is approved. 5.0 is public comment, which I see none tonight. 6.1 is the animal control.
Alright.
You didn't? No, you didn't. Okay.
Alright, for cat intakes, we took 41 cats in this month. 3 surrenders, 24 city strays, 10 county strays, 4 were left in a carrier at the front door at the animal hospital on a Sunday. Luckily, I was still there. And it wasn't that hot that day. 18 of those cats were transferred to rescues, 2 have been adopted, 20 have been put up for adoption, 1 was reclaimed. For dog intakes, we took in 18 dogs, 2 were surrenders, 5 county strays, 8 city strays. 5 are up for adoption, 8 were reclaimed. 1 was transferred to a rescue and 1 was adopted. Current inventory is 24 adoptable cats, 13 adoptable dogs, and 4 part of a court case. Jessica Jones did have a court today. It has been moved to a pretrial for 9/17 of 25. I wasn't there today, so I don't know if anything was even said. I doubt it. I think she just got another court date. That was the one we were served papers and then that date was strict. So I was hoping maybe there was a plea going on and that's why they served both Condi and I and then
When did that case start?
that case started in July of 24. Thankfully, there's only 2 dogs.
Yeah.
But one's a Great Dane. Who's lived his life in a cage. Mary Mankey, nothing's going on with that one. Other information, the farm, FS did do the drive for us, over 500 pounds of dog food, bleach, canned food, other supplies. And then I had a rescue reach out to me on Sunday, I think it was, in New Jersey, who is looking to take 3 of our dogs. They're kind of a rare breed. They're called Dogos. They're kind of large, white, kind of pity looking dogs. So they can't just go to just anybody. They're known fighting dogs type thing. We've had these 3 kind of, not really a court case because we didn't press charges because I didn't want 3 dogs for 2 years. They've been with us since January. So this rescue reached out. They're looking for fosters that can handle the dogs. They're sweet dogs. They just can't go to just anybody. So they're getting lined up for fosters and then we'll see transport wise. I told them I personally will volunteer my time to go halfway, like 7 hours, not going 14. I said I'll do it on a weekend and do like 7. You'll have to meet me 7. So hopefully that pans out. That would be nice to get those 3 into a rescue that can handle. They do all large breed dogs. Most of the cockers have been spayed and neutered, cherry eyes fixed. We had one that came into heat, so she'll have to be done in September. The other 2 that are not done, Breezy had some health conditions, strokes and stuff, so we don't know if he's gonna get done. And then River, who's with me, has cancer, so he probably won't get done. There's no point. He's not going anywhere. And then we have Tiffany, which is gonna be 13 years old. She's had stroke and health issues, so she's not gonna be done via the vet she's going to recommend and not doing her, which I agree, 14 years old. There's no other dogs in the house, so it's not like she's gonna get pregnant, so. Any questions on that?
On those, dogs,
Yes.
the place that they're going to, do they check out the people that they're gonna,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so it's legit?
Yes.
Okay.
I
We don't want them to start
dug
feeding. Okay,
into
good.
this rescue, cause I'm like, that's kind of like, cause I posted new pictures and posted updates, because
Okay.
these guys were really underweight when we got them, so I'm like, people just assume you put a picture out there, like, for instance, I put a picture of one that came from the city, we just got it on Friday. Put a picture on Sunday, Monday, and people are like, you need to feed that dog. We just got the dog on Friday, and number one, you can't just give a dog a bowl of food when they're in that condition.
Right.
You have to slow feed them or they will die.
Okay.
So, yeah, I deep dived into this rescue because I'm like, New Jersey, okay, let me.
You don't want them getting into the fighting.
Yeah,
you know.
so yeah, she was
Okay.
very good and I told I explained the whole situation where they came from. I'm like, I would, be cautious of putting him within our dog just because they didn't come from a good situation. They were
Okay.
fighting dogs, but not a good living
Thank you for
conditions.
checking.
Yes, no, that's why they're still with us, because I'm that picky
Okay.
that I've turned down lots of naps on them. There's no way. Any other questions on that?
I have one.
Okay.
Tell me what the outcome of the Karina donation.
Okay, so that was, I'm still working on the actual donation one. The one that I found was one where you get discounted. So I'm still working on getting the actual food one where you go pick up. So the one that I found and I'm like, oh, this is great, it's online now. No, it was like you get their Purina food cheaper. So I'm like, well, that's not the one I was looking for. So I'm still working on that. Which we don't need food for a while because of the drive, but yes, I'm still working on that. Cause that would be nice. I meant, we did it, like I said, I remember going down there with a vehicle, a truck, and picking up a whole pallet of food years ago, like 10 years ago. And then they discontinued it, and then now that we found out we'd do it again, we'll do it again.
Any other questions?
What is it? The weekly stuff is, I meant donations were down for the year, but pickups, it's kind of hard to judge how many dogs you're gonna pick up in a year, but and ones that actually get reclaimed, because if they don't get reclaimed, we don't get that money, which is where I'm running into people just not wanting to pick their dog up. Which was the last two, the Beagle and the Coonhound, that was better off. I meant, your dogs are running and they're getting shot by people. You probably don't need it. Queen, go ahead.
There is a error on this sheet.
Okay,
It's in the year-to-date totals, the 2025 budget number. Just
Oh,
went
yep.
for $700, so
yep, that's wrong.
that's a little pie in the sky.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what happened there. I'd be glad to help you dig into it if I need to, but there's something going on with that one. Otherwise, the numbers look okay.
That's weird. Huh, okay, I'll fix that, 'cause now it's gonna be
Yeah.
off on all the next months. If I don't fix it now.
Yeah.
Alright, and claim wise, the charges for this building, the rent for the animal hospital, and then we did, spay one of the cockers, and she had a mass removed, which the doctor will be paying for some of that. I just said charge the county and then we'll do it that way the vets don't have to worry about getting their half payment, our half payment, or whatever we decide. That one's the little high, just because she had stuff removed. D from Paws and Claws is doing the spays for 195 and the cherry eyes for 100 apiece, which is way under anywhere. So, and then, like I said, the doctors will be paying for some of that. Actually, one of the doctors that took Louise, which was the black cocker that was severely burned, her doctor came into some money and he's gonna help pay for a lot of the cocker's bills. So, I don't know how much, but he got a settlement, so he's gonna help us out. And the balance, we're up from last month. Hopefully we keep going up. And revenues and the expense sheet. The only thing that's kind of concerning is the gas and stuff, because everything went up, so gas went up more than what I budgeted for, so hopefully we make it to the end on that, but everything else, repairs on the van is up at 73, but there shouldn't be. Hopefully the van's good. You can do it. There's gonna be one for next month, oil change, and then one of the tire gauge things went out, which that bill was only like 100 and something for the oil change and that.
Oh, the
The
sensing
sensor
system.
thingy, yeah, that went out on one of the tires. So,
Is
hopefully,
that a technical term? Thing?
thingy, yes, it is. That's what's on the bill. Thingy mababa. You like that one better?
Whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit, there you go.
That's the other technical.
Yes, whatchamacallit, or whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Are we doing my budget now or with after Brian's, or what do you wanna do?
I think we'll just push that into 8.6.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure.
So,
Any other questions? Okay,
thank you, Kristen.
thank you.
Okay, 6.2 highway. Scott, zero.
So the last month here, we've had to fix a few washouts from some of the heavy rain, mostly down in the southwest corner near Lauren, Kent area. Sprayed guardrail for weeds. We've seal coated for Aaron Township, Wadums Township, Lauren Township, Winslow Township, Dakota Township, Rock Grove Township, Rock Run Township. We also did our own Rock Grove Road and Lamb Road out here. We're mowing right now, trying to get around and get the stuff cut back next to the road, at least not all the way back. We'll do that later. We repaired some surface in Rock Grove that was in pretty bad shape before we seal coated through there. We replaced the surface over here on the bridge on Lamb Road. And we've started striping yesterday, so.
I saw the signs today closing Galena Road, Stagecoach.
I think that's like,
Is that us or?
Oh, is that the 5K race?
Oh, yeah, I think it is at 5, it's that race or something, cause it's like 3 hours or
Yeah, it's
something?
like 8 to 11 or something.
Yeah, I saw that,
Yeah,
definitely not us.
I know.
I'm running it, so I
Oh, you
appreciate you not hitting me. I appreciate the signs. Whoever put them out.
Any questions for Scott?
Did you see the email of, that Wally's needing something, some space?
Oh, I did, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have anything?
I guess we probably have some space, yeah, just have to see how much he's got.
Okay.
I don't know what all he's got, it's not,
I don't think so.
okay.
Um,
I'm sure then we can probably fit it in a corner in the storage area or something, so. Yeah, in one of our buildings.
he's got it at the garage at the nursing center right now, so
Okay.
he's just thinking ahead.
What's the timeline on that? Is that soon or?
Potentially. There's so many variables. Potentially within 90 to 120 days.
Okay, so I'll worry about that when we get closer to winter then. Yeah, a couple months from now. If I get a couple months or at least a month from now, it'll be a lot better than right now dealing with it, so. Yeah, we should be able to take care of it.
Okay.
Oh, and we patched the potholes in Cedarville today. There was 2 of them. There was one by
Two
the
of them.
post office and there was one on the east side of 26 when you're heading towards 75. That was actually at the edge of the parking lane and the driving lane, so.
So I already got a phone call about that from the village president. I told him that the repair does not equate to admitting ownership yet. So don't take it that way. It's misunderstood.
So there's like if it's Cedarville's responsibility, do we bill them for that or?
No.
Oh my
Sounds like,
gosh.
please God, no.
Not if you like your job.
I've got like 500 calls for that.
Since you brought up Cedarville Road, if I may, west of Cedarville, where I told you in the spring, there's those holes that had opened up on.
Yeah,
Have those been fixed yet, or?
not yet. I'm intending on doing that with oil and I just haven't had the.
Before winter though?
I will get it before winter, yeah. It's on my list of things to do, yeah, yes. Yep.
And I was kidding about your job.
Right.
I would ask, before you start billing people for things like that,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
kind of like the garbage issue and everything, it really opens a can of worms, so. And I could really care less until I get the phone call, and then I start to care a little bit, so. If you feel the need to share things before you do it, that'd be great, that's another taxing body maybe.
I can't believe the trash thing became a big thing.
You have
I mean, it'd
no
be one
idea.
thing if it was a $800 bill, but $50?
Yeah.
I mean, we probably hauled $800 worth of stuff in there. I don't know why they only charge us 50.
But
And we
I tell
never
you
charged for our labor or equipment
No,
to do that.
what, the time I spent on that, I was ready to pay the bill myself, be done with it.
I think Steve Stovall was too.
Chad got slapped around, so he knows. He picked us off, so. The other day he asked for, I need some guardrail posts, but I don't think Dale's willing to
Oh.
sell me any. You got it. Scott's going on vacation starting tomorrow, so he does want to sit around for our budget.
I can wait a little around for part of a little bit for the budget if you want.
Sure.
I don't have to be home till probably 6:30, so
Okay.
if you want any questions about some of the budget stuff, I'd be more than happy to
Okay,
answer the questions, yeah.
So yours, Jim?
Okay, all right, you got the update sheet, 2025 construction, any changes from last month is the seal coat work is done now. I do not have a start date for the HSIP guardrail improvements. I sent 2 letters to the contractor, he's gone dark on me, and he has 45 days after the contract's been awarded, otherwise there's penalties, so I've been copying IDOT's days on with that at the same time, so. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Lancaster Township, that bridge in Courier Road, is supposed to be paving it tomorrow. So, that job will be wrapping up pretty soon. Potholes in Cedarville, that's, it's still ongoing. Where I'm trying to figure out, if there is no intergovernmental agreement, then there isn't any. We poured through records going back to the 50s. In the 50s, is when the county highway did the 9 miles from Lee to Cedarville, did a 36-foot wide earth embankment. It included drainage structures and curb and gutter in the village, and the village paid for their share of the curb and gutter and drainage structures in the village. And then the next year, they went through and did an aggregate roadway for that 9 miles. And then the following year, they did a bituminous overlay, 2-inch bituminous overlay through there. And then in the 60s, I think it was, the village bid out the widening of the roadway in front of the school and the next block over. And they did the letting for that, and that was for bituminous work, curb and gutter. So part of it actually belongs to the village, but Jasmine went through and poured through years, decades of records of county board member records, could find no intergovernmental agreement. So all I've got is some documentation of the cost sharing for some of the work that the village did and some of the work that the city did. So I'm still trying to figure out if there is no intergovernmental agreement, what happens. So, but we get too many lawyers involved, we get too many officials involved. So we conceded to just go ahead and fill it, and then.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just,
Right.
Looking for revenue.
I'm throwing against the wall and seeing what sticks,
Right, well, that's what we need to do, I meant.
is all I'm doing. So what if you choose, to Chairman Tom's point, what if you put out an RFP for these kennels and they're not the lowest bid? Then you can't get the ones you want.
Well, they have to be a kennel we can use in the building, right?
You can have specifications. It's up to the oversight committee though. Kristen will give her recommendations. It's up to the oversight committee to approve what you,
Right.
what's theirs,
Okay.
what the responses are. You can accept, you can reject.
Okay,
Generally, we would go with the low bidder, but that doesn't mean we have to.
right,
Especially if it doesn't work.
right,
Yeah, we've made exceptions in the past, yeah.
Okay.
Well, for the RFP, you put the specifications.
right, okay. I've never done one, so.
Georgia can help you with that. If it gets
Poor
to that
Georgia.
The other thing that I've thought of is that there's gonna be some overlap in there where we would be still paying the animal hospital and this contract to be able to get the build out done. I don't know if that's 1 month, I don't know if that's 6 months, I just know there's some time in there that will be required to, where we'd be double dipping.
Well, and wouldn't you rather, we'd rather do it now, I'm just spitballing, because in the spring, she's definitely going to need another $800. Well, no, that isn't it. It's the outside kennels. She'll need another $5,700 for the dogs to be able to be outside, is what I'm saying. I mean, if you said, well, we're only gonna do 22 now, and we're gonna wait,
It has to be in the budget
that's true.
so that it's there when we get to March.
So really, we need to make sure that the 29 or the 30.
That's how I would see it, yes.
Okay.
The overall plan for this facility is still multiple groups using it, correct?
Yes.
Is there any of this that, would benefit any of those groups as well, and could there be some, okay.
Is it groups or just group? There's just the,
Well, they're gonna try to get the groomer in, and then they're gonna try to get like a chiropractor or something in there also.
down the road.
So, yeah, down the road. Nobody's in there right now.
The only thing that jumped out at me is like, our
I
lowest
mean-
budget item,
Right,
you know, the cameras, like, they'll
Yeah.
benefit everyone, but
right.
that's not.
Well, yeah, that, I meant that might,
But, yeah.
but yeah. I mean, as far as the kennels and that, we would be the only ones using outside kennels and stuff. Cause I don't want liability of somebody else's dog in there and they get caught.
Mr. Newton,
Yes, sir.
what do you think?
I don't know, I mean, I'm just taking it in, so, I mean.
So I think the overall plan here is to still work through what's needed to do the build out. I think we have to zero in on that. Then I think we need to look for funding before we come back to the commercial lease.
Do you guys have to pay the utilities and stuff like that too?
Phone and internet,
Oh, is it, so like gas and electricity and water?
we don't have to pay that. It's on the well.
That's huge. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. There you go.
Mhm. As long as that well keeps going.
And I do think the county has a high degree of vulnerability with the setup with the animal hospital today.
I agree.
And so from that standpoint, I'm interested in pursuing this. Just because I think timing could somehow, it could be mid-year and we'd be really in a bad spot.
I actually received a complaint about the animal hospital yesterday. And I gave her a toll-free number, cause it was something about upstairs. So I'm like, yeah, call this number. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my department.
So I think what we should do is I'd entertain a motion to table the lease, bring it back next month under old business, and continue to work to fine tune the build out
Okay,
and move forward that way. Thoughts or opinions out there?
Can we, as part of that, update the finance committee as a, this is a situation that may or may not, no official action yet, obviously, but just so it's cooking in their heads, because this will be a multiple minds kind of movement.
And I'm hoping Dale comes to the meeting with a big enough number that the 30,000 looks really small.
That's what I'm going with too. We're on the same page. I'm like, this is like.
But yes, to your point, and I think
Yeah, well, are you making a motion or?
I will make a
So-
motion to table the,
Second that.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
any other discussion.
I know we don't like relying on it, but as we eventually work on tackling that number, might this be an opportunity for a specific targeted fundraising from your support group? I know you've got a big vested interest, and I know you're not just gonna say, hey, someone buy this for us.
Right,
But again, thinking
right,
down the line, that might be a useful tool.
yeah,
Yeah, we could have a campaign that's matching funds.
Something like that.
Would be a nice way to go about it.
Yeah, get the community involved, it lessens some of our
Yeah.
definite impact.
well, and I always said we could, once the kennels are there, we can always have people sponsor the kennels, a lot of people like doing that.
I like that
A
idea.
lot of the shelters do that with, in loving memory of Fluffy, and people love doing that.
Sure.
So, definitely. Would it, I know you said about maybe crossing, still being at the animal hospital and there. If I talk to the people that have the building about if we're not fully out of the animal hospital,
Any kind of,
I mean, it has to be written, obviously an agreement, but of some sort, I,
that if they're willing to put in the lease that, they're gonna give us 90 days of rent-free to begin the lease terms. I mean,
okay,
why would we not take
Okay.
advantage of that?
like I said, these guys basically bought this building for us to do this, so. But then my friend's been at the animal hospital several times, she knows how it is. So, okay.
Any other thoughts or comments?
Is there any philanthropies? I'm just gonna start doing some research to find out if there's any money around. There's a lot of animal organizations that.
Right, I can reach out to like best friends, we're partners with them and see if there's anything. I wish I had Kelsey, maybe Kelsey will do some searching for me. She said that she would help, so search for some grants.
Here you go.
That's it, right there. I didn't know if there was such a thing.
Mhm. We got a $1,000 grant last year, I think it was, from best friends.
To improve animal,
Right,
to make conditions more human.
right. And actually, the best friends rep was, been to the animal hospital, so.
There you go. Shake every tree.
That's it.
I think that's what you have to do.
Okay.
Further discussion? All those in favor of tabling it until next month, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Item 8.3, yeah.
This is a new notice of funding opportunity. We submitted for one earlier, for this, rural and travel assistance grant. But there was a problem with the portal, the grant portal, and it collapsed, so they canceled that notice of funding opportunity. Now they've opened it up again, and I think they're covering 2 fiscal years worth of funding now, so. And these are preliminary engineering, it can't be used for construction. The only project that, we have available would be for the, roundabout at, for the engineering for the roundabout at, Galena and Cedarville, so. I recommend we submit, approve the submitting for it.
Is there a motion to approve 8.3? So moved. So seconded. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion.
And this is 100% funding, so, yeah, we love it.
8.4, HG 25-19.
Okay, this is the supplemental to Benson Kim's contract. If you remember last month, we did a supplemental for the contract. The next day, the Lauren Township Highway Commissioner came in and the old bridge is on, the new bridge is on a different alignment from the old bridge. The old bridge is historic. So with the new alignment, the old bridge can stay in place. And because you don't want to mess with the historic bridge. But if you do, there are steps that you have to go through. So the Lauren Highway Commissioner insisted he really wants to move forward with it. And I said, okay, I will bring it to the committee. The steps that you have to go through to keep a bridge in place or replace or to tear it down is this supplemental for $25,000. You can use TDP funds for it, which would be funding for, be 20,000. Lawrence Township said they will pay for the 20% match if we do the 80% TDP funds for this report. I'm actually recommending not voting for it, or voting against it. I don't want to use $20,000 worth of our TPP funds when it could go for a bridge, construction, engineering, so. It's actually, the highway commissioner is the only one who I've seen wants the bridge torn down, so.
This is to tear it down, like, keep it and tear it down, what do we do?
Yeah.
I was a little confused.
A bit of a wonder, so the engineer wants to tear it down, why? Just because it makes his job easier, or?
I don't know.
It's not gonna be used, correct?
It's an old pony truss, I mean,
Yeah, it's historical, it's probably
Yeah.
not, but,
I mean, if you, I noticed it because I've seen it, I've seen 2 or 3 other different historic bridges around that they have to go through to keep it, so. That, it can just stay there until it falls in. Then it's nobody's problem anymore, so.
Take it away, right?
Mhm. But I told them I would put it in front of the committee. So.
Is it liability? I mean, would it be in there until it falls in?
It's still a township bridge, so, whether there's a liability, you'd always be liable.
Which is maybe what his thought process is, I don't know.
It'd be no different than any other bridge that, we have to close in the, I don't think we have any bridges right now that are closed in the county, but we had one up in Buckeye Township that was closed for a year or so. And, yeah, you put the barricades up and,
Done.
yeah.
Okay, block it out.
What is the pleasure of the committee on this? I'm gonna go ahead and make the motion to, not approve 25-19, both.
I'll second that. I mean, we were just talking about, we need to figure out where we're gonna get $25,000. I know we can't use that for this kind of thing, but it's like,
I agree.
it doesn't make sense, so.
Then moved and seconded, any discussion? Everybody good? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. Everybody, in favor of 25-19, say aye.
in favor,
We're voting in favor of denying this.
denying.
So then I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Motion
So
to
clarify
pass.
before we
So
vote. Okay.
we're gonna turn that down.
Okay.
25-20.
Okay, this is another supplemental agreement, for, permanent repairs for Bolton Road Bridge and Farwell Bridge. Our original contract with, Willett Hoffman, was for $75,656. And that was for, the work that they did was for, we had to do some temporary repairs to Farwell Bridge. We had to do some cribbing, just to keep it open. So, they did the plan for the cribbing. We got that done. and now we're looking at, then their original contract was for, doing permanent repairs for the Firewall Bridge Road, and that's over Pecatonica, and then, also the Bolton Road Bridge over, Yellow Creek. Those are some of our bigger bridges. There's some, if you look at them, you've seen the bridge inspection reports, there's, repairs that need to be done. The joints are bad, the bearings are bad. There's just some work that needs to be done. We did we call it chain drag, where you run a chain across the thing. You can find delamination where the concrete is coming apart. So, we hired them to, do that repair. As they got into it, they did, a deck study, a deck survey to check the condition of the deck. The condition of the deck, for Firewall Bridge is so bad that it's not worth salvaging. What will happen, if you go through and, get rid of all the delaminated concrete, it'll just blow the deck away. It's so bad. So, what we'll have to do, and since you're not just patching the deck, you're replacing the deck. When you replace it to the new standard, so you have a wider bridge deck. Now you've got new guardrails, you've got new approaches. So this supplemental is to, for the engineering for, new approach work, new guardrail, and, plans for the deck replacement. So it's something you can't tell until you get into it, and when you get into it, you see what the kind of condition it is. The construction of this, I don't have any, funding for it right now. These are federal funds that we've used. So once we get a good estimate from them, what it's gonna cost to do these two, we'll program it, and, I should say, I don't have funding for it. There is federal funds for it, but I don't have a program yet until I find out, get a good estimate, but it'll be 2 or 3 years down the road. So,
Anything, the dollar amount on this agreement, Dave?
$47,570.
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Moved by Mr. George, seconded by Mr. Monroe. Any discussion?
Was this, how did it get this bad? Was it just?
Just
happened?
deterioration. I think we probably solved that bridge. Yeah, so but mostly it's solved.
So, sure, that makes
Is
sense.
there a safety issue?
No, there would be, it would end up being load posted if there was a safety issue, or they would tell us to close it. So it has not deteriorated to the point where we need to, put a weight restriction on it or to close it, so.
Just,
But, we would have if we didn't do the cribbing. So the cribbing, helped get us by until we get some permanent repairs done.
Okay.
And the cribbing, we put wood underneath it to hold the whole bridge up.
I'm thinking about the fact that I went and I actually walked, under the Hancock Street Bridge.
oh,
I mean, we're still using it, but I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm envisioning.
Sure.
So, there's not a safety issue yet,
No.
so, as of yet.
Yes.
How often does it get checked?
I think that's probably in a 2-year cycle.
Oh,
All the bridges get inspected every 2 years or 4 years, depending on it, but I'm guessing that's a 2-year cycle.
okay.
And just out of curiosity, if we were to replace that bridge, what do you think that would cost?
Oh,
Oh,
No.
hundreds of thousands.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that maybe would be in the millions.
It'd probably be close to it. About, Mill Grove would be a similar one, that's over $1 million, so.
Yeah.
So,
they're not getting
yeah,
cheaper.
the abutments are in fine shape, it's
No.
it's where the water has infiltrated into the deck, the bearing of the beams are, got some diaphragms that are, not much left to them, so.
Okay.
We do have a motion and a second to approve this engineering agreement. Is there any final discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Got one more. You want this one too?
Okay, moving on to 8.6, you got our discussion on fiscal 2026 budget.
Okay, I think we got the sheets in front of you. We did the best we could to balance out our funds. And what did I see? The highway fund, we had it balanced until I told Brian to try to squeeze enough money to complete the radio tower. So with the 30,000 we got from the other department, we had 50,000 in there to do it. So to balance it out, to have enough funding, we put $75,000 in there for a new radio tower. That threw our budget out of balance by 25,000. So that's why we were showing expenses over revenue. I suppose we can just go through line by line and see if you have any questions about stuff, and we'll be ready to answer for it.
On the tower, I see you're also looking at new radios. So do you need the new tower to do the new radios?
It would be the ideal time to do the tower first, then the radios. I mean, we wouldn't have to do the radios right away. We could stick with the ones we have until we can find money for
Where did
that.
you see the radios?
Oh, I don't know.
It was on,
I thought it was-
it was on my update.
That's it.
Oh.
I was like, wait, what?
I didn't think I put anything like in the budget, like.
No, that wouldn't be this coming year. It'd be more just getting the tower up.
Okay.
And putting the antenna for the existing radios on that for
But
now.
hopefully with the new tower, it will help with the existing
Yeah.
radios that you
And
have.
it possibly could, if we see enough benefit from this tower, then we might be able to stick with the old radios for a while.
Okay.
But the signal is pretty bad, like today, we were down in Lauren. And we had very poor signal.
Sure.
And same with when you get up to Davis and Winslow, so for those north corners will be helped immensely by this tower. I can't say about the southwest corner, we might have to look at a alternate location to add a antenna.
Can I ask questions?
Absolutely.
So just on the expenses real quick, I'm noticing on gasoline and operating fuel, you're asking for 130 in 2026. Halfway through 25, you're at 46,000. I guess I'm just confused why it's so low in 25. Looking at 23 and 22, they're pretty,
We signed a contract, this is the first year of our new contract. the fuel cost went down.
So are you really expecting 130,000 in 2026?
I mean, because during the winter months it goes up.
The only thing I would say,
Fuel and
we
stuff.
didn't use a whole lot of fuel this past winter. I mean,
Because of lack of snow.
yeah, I mean, if you look at these, yeah, the lack of snow this past winter, we saved quite a bit of money on snow removal. And that could
That's why it might.
unfortunately change it. Yeah,
The two factors together would be.
yeah.
Well, and I'm also looking at lubricants and automotive access tires and tubes. Where you are year to date compared to what you're asking for. All I'm looking for is that almost $25,000 difference.
The tires, what's the,
Year to date, you're at $5,100 for tires. And we budget 15 a year.
there will be, before winter, there will be a pretty good expense for truck tires and, going right before winter.
Yeah. 23,000 spent in 24.
And
Yeah,
tires, yeah. I mean,
So you're gonna.
tires are, yeah, I mean, you can, things can happen pretty fast. Loader, a tractor, we have all the mowing season left. It doesn't take much to run over the end of a tube if you don't see it and ruin a tire, and all of a sudden you got a $1,200 tire you're buying, so. And what was the other one, lubricants? What was that?
4,600 year to date,
And,
halfway through the year,
and what are we going to do for that?
15.
15?
We spent 9 in 24.
So all you're really trying to do here is to balance the budget. If you end up going over in any individual line, at the end of the year, you can balance it back out. So I wouldn't get hung up, I guess, is what I'm saying on some of these amounts. Even if you cut fuel, by the 24,000, 25,000 that you're upside down on the budget with, and you end up using $130,000, there's ways at the end of the year to balance this out. Wouldn't waste a whole lot of time trying to figure out where you're gonna come up with $22,000.
Well, I mean, we would anticipate maybe fuel not,
Well, I guess what I'm saying is,
stuff.
yeah, at the end of the year, if you're under 24,000 in other lines, but you exceeded 24 that you took out of fuel, as long as your overall budget balances, you're good. The individual lines matter, but not at the end of the year. It's the overall budget number.
I could use some clarity on the AC units. It's, the building maintenance line, 25,000. Replace one unit?
Yeah, there's 4 units we've been having issues with, off and on, 2 specific units, and I've gotten a quote from AC guy, and it's about 15 grand per unit. That includes labor and
So
install.
it says equal 4 units at 15,000, that's hard to determine, but
Oh, each unit was 15 grand, so it'd be 60 grand. Is that on it?
no, something else is, but you have budget for 25,000.
Well, those are just specific, there's gonna be off things that the building that we replace, is that how we
You're
got?
gonna replace it 4, you're gonna replace 1.
Yeah, just one for $15,000. Sorry, I can probably say.
And there's 4 of them up there.
There's 4 units at 15,000 each, I guess.
About construction equipment, you're reducing it year over year, 100,000. This is Dale truck, 60,000, tractor lease, 7,200, 2 at 14,400.
That's 2 tractor leases for the year,
And a new truck.
yeah. I think that should actually be closer to like 300.
Right.
350,000, but
I can't squeeze out 300,000 this year. So we're putting 100,000 in and we're doing a supplemental for 200,000. I mean, we did an equipment replacement study about, and averaged that over 5 years. And to keep our equipment up to date, we need 300,000 per year.
And I know the truck you drive, it's pretty plain Jane. Is that really $60,000?
It's also 12 years old. So,
No, I'm talking about if you're getting a similar, I'm assuming the truck you're driving is a fleet truck, right?
Yeah.
So is that what you're looking for new?
I'm probably not a truck. I'm thinking more like a small SUV. I don't know what they run now, but
There's two vehicles here that I've seen, a Dale's vehicle and a truck, a town cabin chassis. Correct, am I right?
I don't have anything in for any
Where do you see
big,
that?
big equipment.
Where I'm looking at it is in expenses, it's line 005-527-460.
Oh, for the.
that's for the, if we get the supplemental.
Because realistically, every year we should, I mean, to catch up to how many years it was that we didn't replace the tandems. That if we got that supplemental, that's where it would go to, or a grade, I think we need, would you say grader? In the next year or so.
Well, in the next couple of years, we probably really need to look at replacing our chip spreader with seal coating. It's developed a fuel leak for the fuel tank. Well, that sounds simple, but the fuel tank is incorporated between the frame rails and is part of the frame structure of the, and it's got rust on the inside. It's not, we've tried, you can't get to where you need to patch because it's in the frame. So we can get by, but we really need to look at putting it in. And you're probably looking at around 300,000 to do that.
We had ordered 2 trucks. Are they both in now?
The truck, the chassis is at Monroe, waiting to be outfitted. We already paid for the truck, the cabin chassis. We paid for half of the equipment last year to lock that price in, since we are so far away from the time that we did that. We locked that pricing in. So I think, what do we owe, 50,000 to outfit it yet, maybe, or something like that, out of this year's budget, so.
And you have that built into this?
That's just, no, that, we don't have anything built in for that. Will be this, it's already in this year's budget.
This year's budget?
Yeah, 25, yep.
Should get 10 or 14 off of one thing and 10 off another somewhere, right?
Yeah, I can have Brian go through the numbers and squeeze out enough to get to balance it out, to find the other 24,000. So
You're not looking for approval tonight, are
if we want approval tonight, we can go ahead and do those line items then.
I don't see any point in rushing it.
I don't either, frankly. So I make a motion,
I would
table it.
you? You don't need to take any action.
Okay. All right. Squeeze out 24,000. Do different line.
Do your magic, Frank.
3 cents out of every item.
There you go.
Watch them do that too. $1.25 out of each item.
Fuel.
Huh?
That could probably come out of the fuel, I would say.
Depending on there.
like you said, as long as you're,
And it's probably,
budget's
I mean,
by the end, it's easy.
I don't know if we're those numbers are just from like what Adrian sends us, but like we spent, it's about $8,000 to $12,000 in fuel a month. You take that, it's gonna be 140, I mean, by the time,
That's on the high end.
yeah.
Other than wages, you can exceed any line. As long as your overall budget at the end of the year balances. So it doesn't matter if you're over on one, if you're under on another. But that's not for wages though.
Item 9.0 is comments from committee members. Anybody have anything to bring up? Item 10.0 is the adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Mr. Builders, second.
Oh, I'll make a second.
Any discussion? Seeing none?
See ya.
All those in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's a legal.
Yeah.
But you got the information for you. As the month goes on, if you got any questions. ask Brian.
That's Brian.
Now Brian and I worked the numbers out, so I think we're pretty confident that we get everything that